Dustin Gibbons. So the St. Louis Science Center, try saying that 5 times fast, St. Louis, kind of like that seashells thing, is currently having a history of video game segment. I took my kids to it, and it was pretty amazing / fun for a one-time visit. It was more than just looking at games, though. It was teaching the history of video games, had interactive events, and games to play. It even had a cool controller donated by Nintendo. The controller was a NES controller that was large enough that it required 2 children to stand on it and hop from button to button to play the original Super Mario Bros. It was pretty cool for a one-time visit. It was also 100% free. So I do think a video game history museum would be cool, but it shouldn't be a glorified game room, which is what I think John Hancock seems to want to do. I will admit I have watched him and Metal Jesus and his crew off and on for years. This was mostly to know about older games that I may have missed out on. With that said, I do not donate to their Patreon. I actually found out about your channel in a Metal Jesus group a friend added me to. I do enjoy your channel and your method of pointing out issues in the YouTube gaming community. I may or not 100% agree with all that you say, but I do enjoy your viewpoints and how you are open to discussion. Now, you talk about the museum. Talk about that museum, which the Science Center had here. You said it was a history of video game segment. That sounds pretty interesting. I mean, I might want to go to something like that that actually teaches me about a lot of the history of video games. But, you know, like you said, and I don't know if you would call yourself a fan of Metal Jesus and a lot of them, but you said you follow their content. You're definitely not a Patreon supporter, which is a great thing, you know. No need to give your hard-earned money to these people for any reason, just because they talk about video games. Now, I think, and a lot of people think, that let's say if this museum, this John Hancock Museum actually happened, it would be a glorified game room. It would be a glorified game room. There definitely wouldn't be anything to talk about there with that NES controller, that giant NES controller that kids can jump around and play on. Could you imagine if John Hancock had one of those giant NES controllers? Like the look he would give little kids that want to jump on it. Could you imagine that? This is why this is not going to work. You know, it'd be a whole game museum that'd be behind a glass case, maybe bulletproof glass. To think that this man, who actually, you know, if you don't know this, Dustin, someone donated him games, right? And he told this person that, I think it was the Amiga games, told this person that they were really not worth that much of anything, right? You know, because they asked, like, what he would pay for them. Not worth that much money, right? But please ship them this way so they don't get damaged. Do you think this person would actually be okay with grubby children's hands going through his boxed collection or whatever? You know, that's just a hilarious look right there. I could just, you know, see him, you know, standing in front of them like, no, you can't touch this humble collection.